Okay, this video is to show you the workflow, how to cut out a custom-made vector file. So what we've done first is to make a SolidWorks drawing file or regular part in SolidWorks where we'd like to cut out the outline of one of the faces. In SolidWorks, we will save that as a DXF file extension, and we have one of those saved here. The next thing we will do is we're going to open up that DXF file. In our downloads, we've got DST here. We're going to open up this file in its default program, which is the SolidWorks drawings, or edrawings. The next thing we'll do is go to File, Print, and we're going to choose this full spectrum engineering driver. This is the laser cutter. The next thing we'll double check is our dimensions. If we've modeled it in millimeters, for example, we may need to change this scale to 25.4 to 1 so that we're in inches because the driver software is in inches. So in this case, we modeled it in the correct dimensions, so we do 1 to 1. Then we do this arrow button to move, and we click and drag this design to the top left area, making sure to keep it on the page. Then click OK. And at that point, we need to have this Retina Engrave software open. So that is this software here. Once that is open, you have 3 tabs at the top. This will be for rastering, so if you want to engrave a picture, vector cut, or cutting out vector files, and design view if you want to make your own shapes, custom shapes, but only something simple composed of squares and circles. Okay, in this vector cut view, we want to cut out these shapes in our material. We can control things like the speed of the laser, the power of the laser, how many passes it will go through. We can also disable individual lines by hovering over the line, left clicking, and choosing this disable button. And then you will basically, it will not cut that line. So let's see if we can do it with this one. All right. So in any case, it should turn gray or whatever when it disables the line. What else? The next thing we'll do is on the laser cutter, we'll insert the material. We'll home the laser and jog it up to the top left corner. We're going to make sure in the software that it shows connected in the bottom left corner here with the IP address. And we're going to plug in the orange extension cord into the wall, which will start up the exhaust, the water circulation, and the compressed air. If all those are done, then the laser will actually fire. Also, the door has to be closed to complete the interlocks so that it will also fire. Make sure not to cut cardboard in the laser cutter, or else it could catch on fire. And don't cut anything with chlorine compounds, or it will create chlorine gas. Okay, at that point, we could click a preview to see the perimeter of where the job will cut, make sure that it's centered on your piece or whatever. And then you click play here. All right, and you will see the time to completion in the bottom right corner. And then you want to make sure that those parameters that you've set for vector current, power, and speed over here will actually cut through the material that you've placed in there. Obviously, the thicker the material, either the slower speed you should go or multiple passes. In order to have a crisp, very thin curve to your laser cut line, you want to cut at fast speeds and maybe do multiple passes instead of a slow speed and 1 pass.